I ran into my ex-fiance's little sister at Target, and she asked me to walk her down the aisle. I was just looking at phone chargers when I heard someone say my name. I turned around, and there was Mia, my ex-fiance's little sister, except she wasn't little anymore. She was standing there in scrubs with a Starbucks cup, looking like an actual adult. Last time I'd seen her, she was 14 with braces, yelling at me and Jessica to stop hogging the Xbox. That was 10 years ago, right before the engagement fell apart. Jessica and I had been together since college, got engaged at 24, thought we had it all figured out. But then Jessica got into medical school across the country, and I had this job offer I couldn't turn down here. We tried to make it work long distance for 8 months. It just died slowly. No explosion, no betrayal, just two people growing in different directions. We called it off on a Tuesday over FaceTime, both of us crying but knowing it was right. But Mia, when Jessica and I were together, I was like her big brother. I taught her how to drive stick shift in my beat-up Civic, helped her with algebra homework at the kitchen table while Jessica worked night shifts. Took her to her first concert when her mom couldn't get off work. She used to call me her bonus brother at family dinners. When the engagement ended, I lost her too. That part actually gutted me worse than losing Jessica, if I'm being real. So there I was, holding a pack of charging cables, and Mia's face did this whole transformation. Her eyes went wide, then she smiled, then I swear she looked like she might cry. She walked right up, didn't pause, just came over and hugged me so hard I dropped the cables. Not a polite adult hug, a real one. The kind where someone squeezes you like they're making sure you're actually there. Holy shit, she said into my shoulder. It's really you. We were blocking the electronics aisle and some guy in a red vest was definitely staring, but neither of us moved. She pulled back and looked at my face. She'd gotten taller. Same green eyes as Jessica, but Mia's had always been softer somehow. You look exactly the same, she said. You look like you grew up, I said back. She laughed. Said she's a nurse now, working pediatrics at County General. I told her I'm doing project management for a construction company. Got a house out in the suburbs. She showed me pictures on her phone. Her in scrubs making funny faces with kids. Her and her mom at some beach. Then one of her in a white dress, holding hands with a tall guy with a beard. I'm getting married, she said, and her whole face lit up. His name's Marcus. He's a teacher. You'd like him. I told her congratulations, and I meant it. She asked if I was still in touch with Jessica. I said no, not for a few years now. Heard she finished her residency and is practicing in Seattle. Mia nodded. Said Jessica's doing good. Engaged, actually, to another doctor. I was happy to hear it. We stood there in awkward silence for a second, both knowing we should probably wrap this up. But then Mia looked at her shoes and said something that knocked the air clean out of me. My wedding's in 2 months, at that barn venue out on Route 9. Jessica's my maid of honor, obviously. She paused, swallowed hard. My dad's not in the picture. He left when I was 8, never came back, and Marcus's dad is walking him out, so I need someone to walk me down the aisle. She looked up at me, and her eyes were glassy. I know it's weird and probably crossing like 70 boundaries, but you were the closest thing I had to that back then. You taught me how to parallel park, and how to stand up for myself, and how to check my oil. Her voice cracked a little. Would you walk me down the aisle? I just stared at her. My throat closed up, and I had to blink like 5 times. Some kid's mom was trying to reach around us for an iPad box, but I couldn't move. Jessica's going to be there, she said quickly. I already asked her if it was okay. She said you should do it if you want to. Said you meant a lot to me, and that doesn't just go away. She reached into her purse and pulled out a cream-colored envelope, handed it to me. It had my name written on it in gold lettering. You don't have to answer right now, she said, but I really hope you say yes. I took the invitation. My hands were shaking a little. Told her I'd be honored. She laughed and cried at the same time, hugged me again, said she'd text me the details, gave me her number. I watched her walk toward the checkout. She turned back once and waved. This big, dorky wave that looked exactly like when she was 14. I stood there holding that invitation and those stupid charging cables for probably 2 full minutes. The guy in the red vest asked if I needed help finding anything. I said no. Drove home with this weird mix of grateful and heartbroken sitting in my chest.